Greetings. In this short video, we're going to take a look at theoretical frameworks and theory and how they've been used in some research articles. This should help as you analyze and select 4 or 5 articles for your assignments this week. First of all, we'll cover the definition and purpose of a theoretical framework, and then we'll just take 2 examples of extracting information from abstracts in a healthcare setting. And these articles will be available on Canvas for you to look at to prime the pump, so to speak, if you need a little help getting started. First of all, what is the definition and purpose of a theoretical framework? Well, simply, it's your belief about how and why phenomena are related to each other. And again, this comes directly from our text. In practice, they're developed from synthesis of seminal theories. By seminal theories, I mean theories that have been developed that really set the benchmark for other theories. They're generative. They're from whence all theories come, so to speak. Future theories come. In leadership, we have great man theories, transactional leadership theories. These are theoretical perspectives, if you will, on leadership. And they've formed the building blocks of the knowledge that we have about the phenomenon of leadership. So that's just one example. And actually, the 2 examples that I have in articles deal with leadership in the healthcare environment. But in any case, they're developed theoretical frameworks. Your theoretical framework, even though it is your beliefs, should be grounded in existing literature on your topic and then built upon. And the way you build upon it is by developing your own ideas about how those theories are operating in your current context. And then the purpose of the study, of course, is to examine whether your theory or theoretical framework is applicable in your environment. And we do this either by induction, by collecting data and analyzing it, say, thematically, or through deductive hypothesis testing of empirical data collected from your study context. So there are 2 examples, and the information on the slides is drawn from the abstracts of these 2 examples. And again, if you would like some more detail, you can take a look at both of these articles, and I'll show you which ones they are in the reference list for this presentation. This first example has the management purpose. The researcher wants to examine leadership's effect on self-efficacy and stress of healthcare employees. Important to note, self-efficacy and stress are both constructs, okay? And then the theoretical framework that this researcher has decided to approach this from is using existing theories, seminal theories in leadership, of transactional and laissez-faire leadership styles, okay? And the specific research objective is determining these leadership styles' effect on self-efficacy and stress. So this particular researcher has a theory about about the common leadership styles that are used in healthcare, and also wants to know whether this can affect the feelings of self-efficacy, which means ability to get the job done, in a nutshell, and stress of employees. And the method employed is a survey strategy using Likert scale, and that's the part about collecting empirical data in their environment to see if their theoretical framework that is built upon the theory of self-efficacy and stress and transactional and laissez-faire leadership theory holds up. And the data analysis approach they used was structural equation modeling. And they report their findings in the abstract as that stress negatively impacts self-efficacy, and it is a mediator variable in the laissez-faire leadership style. So in short, laissez-faire leadership contributes to stress, and stress negatively impacts self-efficacy. That's the framework. That's one example. Second example is higher level, and this really article illustrates a narrative style of a literature review. It's not entirely systematic, but it's close to a systematic literature review. And the purpose was to guide leadership development in healthcare. And the objective is to consolidate existing healthcare leadership literature to gain evidence-based insights. If you recall early on when I was talking about empirical data earlier in the course, the problem may be that there is a wealth of literature dealing with leadership styles, and the problem then becomes to synthesize those and use them to develop a theory of leadership style in healthcare. That's what the goal of this article happens to be. And so the literature selection was dealing with leadership theories, healthcare, and of course they were all peer reviewed. And in this case, it wasn't a quantitative analysis like the previous article, but a thematic analysis and synthesis across the studies. And they did identify what they felt was a theoretical framework for leadership in healthcare, and they're calling it an adaptive leadership style that is largely based on the existing theory, which was also examined in the work, of transformational leadership. So it's an integration of leadership theories and styles, and they are proposing this for future research. So those are two examples. They are on Canvas for you to review if you wish. The point being that as you look at your literature for your assignments this week, don't get overwhelmed. You can extract a lot of the information needed from looking at the abstracts and looking at them carefully to answer the questions asked in the literature matrix. I hope this is helpful, and thanks for listening. Also, the two articles, the references for them are here in the final slide. And again, you will also find them as supplemental materials in Canvas. Thanks again.